Baalshamin or Baalsamem, lit. Lord of Heaven, is a Northwest Semitic god and a title applied to different gods at different places or times in ancient Middle Eastern inscriptions, especially in Canaan, Phoenicia and Syria. The title was most often applied to Hadad, who is also often titled just Baal. Baalshamin was one of the two supreme gods and the sky god of pre-Islamic Palmyra in ancient Syria. There his attributes were the eagle and the lightning bolt, and he perhaps formed a triad with the lunar god Alibol and the sun god Malakbel. In August 2015, Syrian officials and activists reported that ISIL had placed a large quantity of explosives in the temple of Baalshamin, and then blew it up, causing much damage to the temple, and killed Khalid al-Assad, a prominent Syrian archaeologist who worked at the site. Later, photographs emerged of the destroyed structure which were confirmed by satellite images. History. This name was originally a title of Baal-Hadad in the 2nd millennium BC, but came to designate a distinct god circa 1000 BC. The earliest known mention of this god or title is in a treaty of the 14th century BC between Suppiluliuma-Masi, king of the Hittites, and Nukmadu II, king of Ugarit. Although this could be a reference to Baal-Hadad, and again when the name appears in a Phoenician inscription by King Yehimilk of Byblos, other texts make a distinction between the two. In the Treaty of 677 BC between King Esarhaddon of Assyria and King Baal I of Tyre, a curse is laid against King Baal if he breaks the treaty. Reading in part. May Baalsamim, Barmalaj, and Baalsaphon raise an evil wind against your ships, to undo their moorings, tear out their mooring pole. May a strong wave sink them in the sea, a violent tide, against you. The god Barmalaj is otherwise unexplained. Baalsaphon here and elsewhere seems to be Baal-Hadad, whose home is on Mount Saphon in the Ugaritic texts. But interpreters disagree as to whether these are here three separate gods or three aspects of the same god, a god who causes stormy weather on the sea. In any case, inscriptions show that the cult of Baal-Samem continued in Tyre from Esarhaddon's day until towards the end of the 1st millennium BC. In Sanchuniathon's main mythology, the god he calls in Greek Uranus, sky, has been thought by some to stand for Baal-Samem. Sky is here the actual father of Baal-Hadad. As in Greek mythology and Hittite mythology, Sky is castrated by his son, who is in turn destined to be opposed by the thunder god. In Sanchuniathon's story, Sky also battles sea. Sky finds himself unable to prevail, so he allies himself with Hadad. In Nabatean texts in Greek, Baalshamin is regularly equated with Zeus Helios, that is Zeus as a sun god. Sanchuniathon supports this, and that when droughts occurred, they stretched out their hands to heaven towards the sun. For him alone they regarded as God the Lord of Heaven, calling him Baalshamin, which is in the Phoenician language, Lord of Heaven, and in Greek, Zeus. Unfortunately, it is not clear whether Baalshamin is here regarded as a sun god and the bringer of rain, or whether he is regarded as the cause of drought. Writers in Syriac refer to Baalshamin as Zeus Olympios. The temple was discovered in the 1970s by the French archaeologist Robert du Mesnil-Dubuisson. On 24 August 2015, the temple was destroyed by the Islamic State of Iraq in the Levant.